and Melody Marie. We are excited. We want to welcome our special guest. The professor is in the building.
I got my chair all hyped up because he's so big. I don't want to be like sitting this low.
Exactly. So Gigi, why don't you tell our audience, for those that, you know, live up under a rock and don't know who this fabulous person is, please tell our audience.
I feel like I know all the amazing people in the ATL.
You do know all the amazing people.
Well, this amazing man sitting next to me, he actually has his business, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu business, right next to OPT Wellness. And I've been seeing him and knowing him for about 4 or 5 years now. And I'm always looking at everyone in there, and I've been a little intimidated to like go in because they be going at it. And he is a world-renowned champion in his field. So we are very impressed to have him here. Let me just name off some of his titles. He's a 2-time world master champion.
Wow.
He's a 2-time Pan-American champion. He's a 5-time international champion, open champion. He is a U.S. number?
No, it's a U.S. no-gi.
No-gi. He's going to explain that to little Gigi here because I don't quite understand that, but it sounds freaking amazing to me nonetheless. No-gi national champion. And that's just the ones that I was able to like find out about him. And besides all those titles that he holds himself, I see him day in and day out every morning, afternoon, and at night working with regular people like myself. And I know that he's like carried his students to the champion podium himself. So we need to let this man speak more about himself and tell us who he is.
All right. Good night. Thank you for the opportunity here. And my name is Raniera Paiva, and I have been doing Jiu-Jitsu for 23 years.
Wow, nice.
It's going to turn 23 years this year. And actually, I started teaching Jiu-Jitsu when I was 17.
Oh wow, young.
Yes.
Okay, you're telling your age a little bit.
I'm 38. I'm 38 now.
38, and fabulous.
And fabulous, right.
And I have been in all this. I have been I compete a lot since I started Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm 2-time world champion, 2-time Pan American champion, 5 times international champion. No gi. Because we have the uniform that we train, that's called gi, and the no gi is when we compete with shorts.
Uniform is called gi.
Yes, no gi is when we go like just with shorts and the rash guard.
Okay.
And we call more submission grappling.
Okay. Wow.
And I was national champion here in U.S. and I was national champion in UK when we used to live in England.
I love how he says it so humbly.
He's like, very humble.
You know, I'm just 2-time world champion.
Just, you know,
that's it.
No big deal. Like I got my little trophies and things at home. Like I have them like they're at a window, and like when I open the window in the morning, I like hear like, ah! No, it's like, you're over there again, Mom. Like that's very impressive.
It's very impressive.
Because we are competitors in what we do. We understand what it takes to obtain those awards and the titles. We understand the training that goes into that.
The discipline.
The discipline. Tell us, how did you get into
a lot of sacrifice.
Actually training to into Jiu-Jitsu? Like what happened?
I started judo when I was 7.
Judo, okay.
Yes, because in Brazil, like you guys have here in elementary school, high school, to college, you guys have here wrestling.
Yes.
In Brazil, we have judo.
Okay.
So I started judo when I was 7, and I started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when I was 16.
Okay.
In Brazil, and my brother started first, my younger brother, and then after he started, we moved for another part of the city, and in this location, like all the boys there used to train Jiu-Jitsu too. Then I started training Jiu-Jitsu, and actually that people that used to live in that place now is my best friends until now.
Wow. Yes. So you built some long-term relationships through Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu is like, it's not, because I don't want to talk about bad about another martial arts, but we see today, like in the another martial arts, the kids like 7 years old, black belts and this and that. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you cannot be even a black belt before 19 years old.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
And is something that become a lifestyle.
Right.
Like you start and you don't want to stop. And
is that because there's so many levels of the techniques, or is it just, why does it take so long?
Is actually the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it never stops. Like the Jiu-Jitsu, the techniques that used to be when I started Jiu-Jitsu, now is the Jiu-Jitsu changed a lot until now.
Okay.
So it's evolved.
Yes, every time like a new positions, new techniques that people create new styles, new techniques. That's the beautiful thing of Jiu-Jitsu.
And it sounds like it takes a lot of patience.
Right.
Yes.
One of the things you said is that you can't become a black belt until the age of 19. Is that because they want you at a mature level in your life to really be able to embrace the art?
The Jiu-Jitsu is have a lot of things involved in Jiu-Jitsu. It's takedowns, chokes, and all the joints manipulation. Okay. And for the kids and the people that doesn't have a lot of experience, I do certain kind of techniques going to be very dangerous.
Right.
So,
got it.
And we have like some techniques you can do on these belts, but you cannot do in the lower belts.
Okay.
Got it. So it's a safety thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, that's really good that they're making sure that, kids and everybody that's doing it is protected on certain levels before they can advance.
Exactly. And the beautiful thing about Jiu-Jitsu, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu now, the reason a lot of Brazilians that moved to here is because all the biggest tournaments in the world now is here in US now.
Oh, okay.
Because the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation moved to US.
Oh.
And all the US military use Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu now as the martial arts.
Yes, because John said earlier, he said in the law enforcement, that was something that they taught them.
Exactly.
I have been in Fort Benning to teach Jiu-Jitsu. Here in Dobbins, Fort Dobbins, to teach Jiu-Jitsu. 2 weeks ago, I got an invitation for go to Indiana.
Oh wow!
Fort Indiana to teach Jiu-Jitsu there too. So it's something that like it's a real deal.
Right.
And it was very good to us come to here to US and teach and show a little bit of our art.
Well, thank you for bringing your art here.
I believe we actually have a few pictures from your Jiu-Jitsu and your dojo, your dojo, and some of your students that our engineers going to be reeling throughout the show.
Okay.
But what I found interesting is that I think most here in the this country, most of us who have kids, we have at one point involved them in some type of martial arts when they were younger, like for discipline, and exercise.
Yes.
So we're familiar with the Gracie family, somewhat from the 80s. But what I didn't realize was that once you were coming onto the show doing my research, I didn't realize that they actually date back to the early 1900s.
Yes.
I did not realize that. Like 1914.
Yeah.
That was so interesting to me, and just reading about Helio and his brother and Carlos and really finding out the story. So that's really, and just hearing you about when you actually started when you were 16, that age when he actually started and watching
Yes.
his brothers and you watching your brothers, that those similarities, you know, do you kind of see that?
Yes, I see a lot because when you, it's hard for me to say because I have been
No,
doing this for a long time.
Just say
Just say
it.
it. You're amongst friends.
Be free.
when you start training jiu-jitsu and getting involved with the community and everything, so that's like all my students, and when I go to bed, they want to watch YouTube, they want to watch the video about jiu-jitsu, they want to read about jiu-jitsu,
Right.
they looking for on the internet the next uniform and t-shirts, everything is like it's complete a lifestyle change.
Yes, absolutely.
And what the people see today, the UFC, everything, all these fights here. So in Brazil, we have since the beginning of 1900.
Right.
Because when the family Grace started the jiu-jitsu there, to prove that our jiu-jitsu was good, they started to call all the people, the newspapers, everything, say, look, if you want to really see if your martial arts is good, come against us and you see which one is going to be better.
Nice.
Then they start like a challenge the people outside the Brazil, here in US with the wrestlers and the Japanese, the judo Japanese big names, everything.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, for those that don't know, you know, everybody's heard the name Jiu-Jitsu, but some don't really know what the art is about. Can you tell our audience in a quick synopsis what Jiu-Jitsu really is? Because most people are going to confuse it with the other martial arts that's out there.
That's true.
Explain to our audience what it is that really, you know, makes Jiu-Jitsu stand out.
All right. There is different stories about Jiu-Jitsu, and the ones that we really learn in Brazil is that the real Jiu-Jitsu is the mother of all martial arts.
Oh, I just learned something.
And from starting in India, and the monks start to create this because there was like
They
a very
needed
skinny,
they needed to protect
to
themselves against thieves and things.
Then the Jiu-Jitsu migrated to China, then Japan.
Okay.
And in Japan was against the law teach Jiu-Jitsu outside of Japan.
Because they wanted to keep it secret.
Yes, exactly. But when they start, the people from the Occidental start to go to Japan, like the British people, everything, and they start to teach something.
Yeah.
That's what's created judo. The judo. The Jigoro Kano is the man that created judo. He was a black belt jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And he developed that. They got more that takedown part. Okay. Then one Japanese guy went to Brazil and started to do business with the Grace family, and he started to teach the kids from the Grace family.
Nice.
Was the Carlos Grace learned Jiu-Jitsu, and the Helio Grace learned from watching Carlos Grace teach Jiu-Jitsu.
Nice.
But Helio was frail and small.
Yes,
So
very skinny with like a sick all the time.
Right. Like her. So she's small. She's not frail and sickly, but she's smaller than I am. So that's why I would be like you in the scenario.
Professor,
and she would be like Helio.
She knows I'm bigger than her. That's why she's saying that.
She would need like leverage type, holes against someone bigger like me.
You know what?
I'm you. I'm you.
You know what? On that note, when we come back from this quick break,
so
I'm about to size her up so you can see she's really the smallest person.
We're going to continue because I'm going to be like Carlos, the bigger brother, and she's going to be like Helio, the smaller, frail brother.
Okay.
So you guys make sure you stick around. We're going to have some more awesome, exciting discussions with the professor on some more Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Stay tuned.